Applause, I ain't done yet. Immortality got me weary since Kobe died. I got this watch on my arm, but I'll never know my time. So my focus lies in my work, which got me in overdrive. I can't break for a day. I'm in a maze of my mind, I can't make an escape.
Cool. Alright, yeah. Alright, yeah, you can start it. Well, yeah, I did want to get on camera. I wanted to talk to you about my podcast that I was telling you about. The one that went, oh, I should really grab my water too. I'm a little thirsty. Just the one that went, that like took me.
Bring it closer.
Oh, okay. Just the one that took me to like the next level or whatever. So
please do tell me about that, because
man.
when I met you, Brother Trey, we were just talking about this before the cameras came on. It was almost a year ago that you and I met.
Yeah, 1 year ago. Yeah.
And I told you it was very memorable because I remember my wife and I was actually going to lunch. And you had hit me up and we ended up talking on Instagram. And I never forget because you reached out to me like, man, I just really want to support you. And during that time, I was going through some transformation in regards to personal, professional development. And I'm like, cool, man. Thank you so much. And how can I support you? And he's like, man, if you can just come on my podcast, I would like to interview you. I said, thank you, but I would love to come on and support your podcast. And at that time, I think you had about, 10,000 subscribers?
Yeah, I was just at 10K. I'll show the picture. I literally got the picture of like our podcast in there and like where I was subscriber wise. So I'm not really sure, but I know it was just under 10K probably. Yeah.
So let's start from there, from 10K up until almost a year later. Now that you almost at what, 65?
Yeah, I'm at 64,000.
64, right, man, that's impressive. Yeah. Talk about that and tell me the story that you was telling me how the subscribers started coming.
Yeah.
Which is impressive, man.
Man, so shout out to my little brother. My little brother, he's in like the media space or whatever.
What's his name?
Elijah.
Elijah, okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Elijah.
So he called me like, Trey, man, I got this girl I want you to interview. She does this podcast. Shout out to they podcast. I'll tag them. I can't really even think of it right now. But her name is Mariah. I still follow her on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, oh yeah, like let's do it. So I book a ticket because he's telling me that he like, hey bro, I got it, I'll set it up or whatever. So I'm like, all right, I'm about to buy this ticket right now. So I bought a ticket a month out. I get there and the day before my mom calls me and she's like, yeah, Elijah's walking his dog. I'm like, how you know Elijah walking his dog? Like Eli live in LA. She like, no, Elijah here. I said, Elijah's where? She was like, he's in Louisiana. I was like, Mom, no, there's no way. Like I leave tomorrow, there's no way.
And where was you at?
I was in Portland.
Was in Portland, okay.
So, long story short, I try to call Eli, he don't answer. I'm like, oh my God, he done left. Like, how this gonna work? So I fly to LA. I don't know what's going on. I don't really have like, communication with Mariah. And at this point, like, I think their platform, I think that there might be over like 80, 90,000 subscribers. What they do. Shout out to her and Michi, which is her co-host.
Okay.
Yeah. But so I'm like, oh my God, I'm in LA. So I'm like, you know what? I just need to go shoot content. So because I already had the date planned. Literally, I find out while I'm shooting content, y'all, I'm on the beach. I'm at Santa Monica Pier. So for those who follow me, who's been following me, like y'all can go look at, I posted some of those YouTube shorts. That's me. I literally was there under 8,000 subscribers. I'm shooting content and I get a phone call saying she's not coming on. Then again, I get another phone call saying I booked the room for 5 p.m. that I had to be there by 3 and it was like 1 something. So I had...
So I want to make sure I follow you. So
yeah,
your brother kind of set this up.
Yeah.
And you're on your way to LA, really don't know who you're meeting, but you know you're going to be interviewing somebody for a podcast.
Right, yeah, I know who I'm going to interview. So I prepared, I wrote all these things for her.
Right.
And to tailor the conversation with her, because granted, Mariah still need my podcast. Because I got that to tell you, it's a great one. But yeah. So
and you're on the beach.
Yeah, I'm on
Santa Monica. You can't even check into the hotel until 5 o'clock.
No. I was staying out there So I had already had somewhere to stay. I'm talking about the podcast room.
The podcast room, okay.
Yeah, the podcast room I had it booked for 5 at 5 p.m. Okay. It's like probably like 1 something around this time. Like probably like 1:30, 1:40. I had to be there for 3 because they were closing early. Granted, I'm far away from where I'm staying, and just the not only that, like I gotta go get dressed for the podcast.
Right.
Then I gotta tell my cameraman, hey, we're 2 hours cut short, so I don't even know what he got going on. So it's really like a toss up, like,
right.
You know, he might not even be there. Like I might have to shoot it by myself. You know,
as well as LA traffic.
Right. So yeah. But what ended up happening is that I get the call and it's all hit me at once. So I'm shooting content and I'm just like, oh my God. So she was shooting me. She's like, are you all right? I'm like, we gotta go now. Like, so we rushed to the car. I'm like, and I called my cameraman. And this is just how you know God works. My cameraman like, oh no, I'm not doing nothing. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we can. So he's like, man, I'm on my way now. I was like, I gotta go get dressed, but I'm on my way. So we end up getting there like a little over 3 or whatever. Now I got like an hour. I think I got an hour and a half actually. I'm sorry to shoot this pod, but y'all, I gotta rewrite the pod.
Wow. And
I don't like, so if I'm paying somebody or a camera, I don't like to get there and then be like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. So now I'm even more. So I'm in the car, y'all. It's like a 20-minute drive, and I'm literally writing the podcast.
Wow.
For myself.
Leaving the beach.
And I've never, throughout this time, y'all can go check, I've never shot a podcast with just me. Like, if I shot a podcast, I would have my cameraman talking in the background to me just to give me some energy, just flow. Right. But this was like, I was like, and I was praying, and God was like, just talk by yourself. Just talk by yourself. And it was a confidence thing because I didn't really feel like I had the confidence to, like, put product out to where, or content out there where people would just want to hear me. So, because I center my content around just other people, bringing them on and kind of, you know, tag teaming. So, long story short, I do the podcast. It might not look it, but I'm going through so many things mentally. Like, you gotta understand, the podcast canceled. Right. I'm a little mad at my little brother. Like my cameraman, I'm kind of feeling like, dang, I hope I didn't mess up his day. Mm-hmm. On top of that, like we had to rush through traffic, so it was just a bunch of things. I ended up shooting that podcast. I had a cruise. Okay. A cruise like 2 weeks later. Shout out to my guy, my homeboy T-Head, who y'all already know. Y'all watched the Dakota Cruise edition, but we go on the cruise and.
Before you go on the cruise, I want to make sure that we're following you. Yeah. You said you shot the podcast. Yeah. But you had to rewrite the podcast because the person that you was actually writing it for, now y'all not meeting up. So what you mean when you said you shot the podcast? Tell us what that looks like. Oh, okay. So I get to the studio and my cameraman sets it up and he's like, you know what you gonna talk about? He was like, what you gonna talk about? And I had the topics out. I was like, man, what you think about this? Because I always ask him. Shout out to Julian. He got his own podcast with his dad now. I'm going to definitely get y'all on mine too. But I love what he's doing. But anyways, he's very influential and he knows how to speak good. So I trust his ear. I was like, hey, look at this. Tell me what you think. He's like, oh, snap. Like, bro, this is tough. I'm like, for real? Like, because I wrote, you got to keep in mind, I wrote it in 20 minutes. So my understanding, you was writing for someone else. It was a Nick, so you had to rewrite it. What did you end up talking about in regards to the podcast? Because it's just you, right?
Right. Yeah.
So you're shooting your podcast, pretty much interviewing yourself.
Right.
What did you write?
I was basically just giving out information. I can't think of the topics off the top.
That's all right.
But I know it was like motivational and it was more like it was an accountability. Like I wrote everything that I was mad at myself about. Oh. I remember it now. So it was like me being more consistent, me being more like consistent in all areas of my life, me pushing myself even more, like those type of things.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you shot the podcast of yourself, inspiring people to be more consistent as well as what you want to do. So
for sure,
you saying these are things that you want to do throughout your life.
Yeah.
So you record the podcast. Take us from there, man.
I record the podcast. I don't release the podcast because I'm about to go on a cruise. So. Like the day before the cruise, I put out the podcast. So I flew home. Shout out to T-Head, Miss Stacy, all of them, because this story gets crazy. But so I'm on the cruise with my best friend, his mom, and his dad. They're like my family though, and we all on the cruise together, right? So.
And how many days after you shoot the podcast in the cruise?
So 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay.
2 weeks, because I had a cruise to go in 2 weeks. So after I shot that podcast, I only had 2 weeks.
Okay.
I had 262 subscribers.
Okay.
So y'all see the picture and know that I'm not lying. And I'm at I had 262 subscribers. So we get on the ship or whatever, and this is my first time seeing them in a long time, like months. So they asking me, I'm like, oh, I just shot a podcast. So this is my first time with the camera and all that. So they're like. Yeah, they're like, what you doing? And like, how long you gonna be home? I'm like, man, I'm gonna be home for a minute. I'm gonna spend some time with my mom, but I've been doing mental health podcasts. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing good. Like, I got like 200 subscribers, da-da-da. So, it's like small talk. So we get on the ship, and me and my homeboy, we go have fun. Like, listen, y'all know how I am. I keep it real with y'all. I was drunk. I had a great time. Like I tell you all the time, I'm not a role model. I'm a real model, Tupac. I don't want y'all to think that everything I say and do is a role. Like, yes, I'm a person. I still make mistakes. I still have bad days. I just talk about my bad days and accept them, and I pray that y'all do the same thing. But
yeah, you look like you have great times on your vacation, by the way.
Yeah,
I see some of your traveling podcasts, right?
Yeah, man, yeah, for sure. But so we get on the ship, day one is over, and man, we sleeping, and all you hear is ding, 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 ding. I'm like, I wake up, and my homeboy, he like, bro, what's going on? I'm like, man, like, turn your alarm off. I'm like, all right, yeah. So we cut it off. Me and him, we both kind of still messed up, so we just go back to sleep. Right. So I got my ringer off, so I wake up, I obviously turn my ringer on. Ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, he like, bro, you good? I said, bro, that's subscribers. And like, in that one night, from 262, I was at 463. I got a picture.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah, so that was over like 200 like people. So I got so inspired. I was like, I grabbed my camera. I was like, bro, we about to go shoot some content. Come on. He like, all right, let's go. So that's why I respect Tyler so much, because he's seen me like whenever. That's a story too with my brother. But yeah, it's like we wasn't really cool. Like we kind of like lost touch, and then we got back, and he's seen like my work ethic from the start before I had the pod out. But to make a long story short, we go to dinner, y'all. This is like the third night on the cruise. The third night, I'm probably at like 700 subscribers.
Wow, from 262.
From 262. And like, this is like 3 days. Keep in mind, we're on an 8-day cruise. I'm sorry, we're on an 8-day cruise. So I get to the table and I'm like cheesing, y'all. They're like, you good? I'm like, man, like my podcast going good, and I'm talking to Miss Stacy and Mr. Derek, and y'all, this is emotional for me. So
now, who was these two people you're speaking about?
That's my homeboy's mom and dad, but these are two people that practically raised me. Like I used to live with them like in high school, like partially, like they like their blood wouldn't make us any closer. Like I'm really, really close to their family, but everybody know when I go home, I go see my mom. But hold on, let me make sure this camera is still, cause sometimes it. Okay, yeah, we good. But yeah, so man, this is emotional. So if I get emotional, it's just
that's all right.
Yeah,
man. That's all right.
So man, we sitting at the table for dinner, and I'm excited, but I'm just thanking God, like because I'm on a cruise ship, like that's stuff that I don't take for granted.
Right.
And Miss Stacy asked me, I'll never forget this. She's like, so how long are you gonna be home? I said, Miss Stacy, I was gonna stay home, like to see my mom, but I was like, the way that my podcast is moving, I might have to leave. And she's like, no, baby, like you should stay home. And Mr. J was like, yeah, man, you haven't seen Mom. I said, y'all don't understand. If I get to 1,000 subscribers before this trip ends, I'm leaving. Like when I get home, I'm buying a ticket. I'm gone, because I had just got into town, and she was like, me and her was talking, and she was like, yeah, baby, but you know, like your mom, like me, like we was kind of like going like back, and she's trying to get me to see like, nah, you need to spend time with your mom, but she's not able to see what I'm seeing. Like, nah, like this is moving. Like I need to jump on the energy, and we're sitting at the table, and she's like, so what's been going on? I was like, Miss Daisy, I started off the thing, and now I'm at like 700 subscribers. And she's like, oh my God, like that's amazing. And like I'm sitting there and like I'm kind of getting emotional. I'm like, yeah, if I hit 1,000, like if I'm just able to get to that 1,000, like that's gonna change my life. Like I feel it.
Right.
So we leave dinner, we go out. I wake up the next morning, I was at 1,000. And that we're only 4 days on the cruise.
Wow.
I said we're on the cruise for 8 days.
Wow.
We got 4 more days.
Wow. How did that make you feel, knowing that you did went from 262 to 1,000? And you're on a cruise. So usually when you're on a cruise, most people are trying to relax and detach.
Yeah.
And it seemed like now you're getting more engaged.
Right.
How did you feel in that? How did you work through that, man?
Oh, I cried.
Wow.
Yeah, I woke up with tears in my brother T.A., he don't know, but I always wake up like, people call me crazy when I'm on vacations. Like, believe it or not, I can go out to 3 in the morning. I can wake up at 6 and be gone.
Okay.
That's just, I don't know how. That's just why my grandfather told me that too. It's like, you got a gift. Like, you get up, you just go. Like, but, man, it was very emotional because when you doing things in this space and you trying to make a name for yourself and you trying to connect with people like yourself and you trying to get to people that's really doing the work and you don't have no guidance and no people to help you, to know that you doing something that mattered emotionally when you just like you grinding for yourself, it's a feeling that you can only get if you do it. And what I mean by that, like, it touches every part of your body. Like, it touches your mind, it touches your heart, it touches your spirit, it touches your soul. And, like, it makes you really just want to, like, emotionally decompress. And people, you might, if you don't know what I'm saying, is because you haven't experienced something where you work so hard for and sacrifice so much. Like, I done lost friendships doing this. People that I love question my love. Women, like former girlfriends, all that. Like, to know that I got 1,000 people, that validated me. I broke down because you know when you're doing it, but you running without no light, in darkness.
And brother, I can resonate with you on that so much because when I started my podcast, it was kind of by accident. I started my podcast trying to sell CBD products. And before you know it, I realized there was a group of men that wanted to talk about things, but I also found a niche that it was men and women, definitely black men and women in our community, that was having some major debates and some separations. So I ended up doing a podcast called The Real Man Talk. And with that, I ended up doing another segment that had men and women. Matter of fact, Dr. Q, she was on one of them segments. But what really hit me, Brother Trey, is one day I was watching Savior's Day, Minister Farrakhan.
Okay.
And if you know anything about Savior's Day, man, it's jam-packed. And my goal is to actually make one of the Savior's Day. But I was watching the people that was in the front rows. And these people that was in the front rows, and sometimes, as you stated, when you're in the podcast and you're doing things, you really don't sit back and reflect. But I was looking at everybody that was in the crowd. And some of the people that I've worked with was on the very front rows. Dr. Boyce Watkins, Dr. Abdul Halim, Nori Muhammad was on the stage. My brother Derek Muhammad, he was there. I think he was in the first couple rows. But nevertheless, the point I'm making is just seeing all them people that I had the opportunity to work with and that actually helped me in regards to my purpose. And as you stated, sometimes you don't have no guidance. And when I did my podcast, I had no guidance. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know nothing about no fonts, nothing about the colors, the lighting, just doing it. So to hear you say that and to sit back and reflect on the work that you put in, as well as you stated, you had the confidence and you realized your own podcast by recording yourself is actually what got you to those 1,000 followers.
And that was even the more emotional thing that made me cry because I felt like I wasn't enough on camera by myself. And emotionally, people go through things in life where you don't feel like you're enough. It could be in relationships, it could be within yourself, you know, especially like when you're suicidal and things like that. Like, I've never been suicidal or nothing, but I have felt like I wasn't enough. And especially like in this space and creating. and things like that, and not having what other people would, you know, so-called be like successful. Like still to this day, like my subscribers, y'all know how I am. I tell y'all everything, but like I still haven't spoken, done engagements on things, and haven't been able to get paid for things like that. Right. And that's something that I've been building myself to do. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that when you don't feel like you enough, and not only do God bless you, because like I said, like there's more to the story, but that was on like the third day, y'all. I woke up, that was the fourth day. I was on 1,000. So I was at 1,000 like in 4 days. And it was just it was a very like great feeling knowing, like, because I always told myself, like, when I started this, I didn't want to get in it for the wrong reasons. Right. And I didn't want to sell out to get content. And what I mean by that is some of these people get on here and you look at the news and you see what's trending, and then you talk about these people that have real lives. Right. I didn't want to do that with my content. Right. And I had a girl I used to mess with. She's like, you need to stop talking about that. You need to do this. Like, that's why your content not moving. Granted, this is when I didn't have a big following, but I didn't sell out and I made my lane. That was like the big impression.
Good job. Good job. Now, thank you for sharing that, man, because I had people tell me the same thing. You're not talking about this, you're not talking about that. And I did not want to be that podcast that was just causing what I would call just toxic conversation. I wanted to bring more awareness. And because it was awareness, it wasn't always sexy, but it still was making people aware. Mm-hmm. So, man, thank you for sharing that. And in regards to the journey is not always smooth. Oh, you said something that really resonated with me. You stated you felt like you wasn't enough. Yeah. I think most of us go through that. Feel like we're not enough. Facts. And that goes back to just personal and professional development. I mean, sometimes God got you where you at. You're not really ready for that next level. Facts. So thank you for just sharing that, man. But with that being said, you know that you are enough. Oh, yeah. So what have changed since then?
Man.
And thank you for being authentic and genuine, because most people would not even say that. And you're being honest, man. So thank you for doing that.
Nah, for sure. You like, since we met, you know I'm a straightforward person. Yes. Like, I mean, I guess you can attest to it, because a lot of people don't know me off camera. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing that they see, but I'll be like, you can attest to this as far as just like the type of person I am. Like, it's very pure. Like, you gonna know exactly what's going on. Like, I'm not gonna be the one, because I got following, I'm not gonna hit you 8 hours later, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's communication, I'll call you, or I'll tell you, hey, look, I already gave my word to somebody else, like last night, you know what I'm saying, with Dr. Q. But what was the question?
And for the first time, this is our first time actually meeting.
In person. So,
it felt like I've been knowing you for about 5 years, but this is our first time actually meet in person. Yeah, for sure. And I want to thank you, brother, because you actually have been helping me on my journey.
Thank you. Yeah,
to people that don't know, man, me and Trey met through Instagram, and not only has he been helping me, he's been helping others. Yeah. And part of this journey that I'm on is working with family and friends. And since I've been working with family and friends and building this network, life is fun, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Life is fun.
And that's the goal. I feel like you got to make life fun. Gosh. But to get back to the question, I'm sorry I'm rambling. What changed for me is I noticed that, and I was trying to get to this point to where I don't care about the opinions of like truly just other people, even my loved ones, like even my mom. And y'all know how I feel about my mom. To everybody, I truly don't care if you don't understand or you don't want to know or you just asking questions I truly don't care about that no more. The only thing I care about is what makes sense to me in my business and what I love to do. And I think once I got that piece, I took off. Because sometimes we do things with the attention of, like, for instance, I never got, what was the biggest thing is I never got caught into numbers. And most people look at podcasts and they look at views and they look at their followers and they look at numbers. I don't get caught into that because, like, for instance, me and you did a podcast last year. It only did 1,000 views. Correct. That's one of my favorite podcasts.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
No, I'm being serious. I'm being serious when I say that. I'm not just saying that because I'm here with you. And that's why I wanted to connect with you, because that podcast, it was so much information, but I realized that it didn't have the eyes that it needed at that time.
Correct.
But I'm like, oh, we gonna double that back, because I see now with all my content is moving. I'm like, oh yeah, we gonna shoot something else that's gonna be great. But that podcast showed me just the entities of things. 200 people is 200 people. People think that you need 10,000, 20,000. I'm grateful for 200 views. Not, like, you know what I'm saying? And I was very appreciative of that podcast because it did 1,000 views. Now, y'all might be looking and saying, you got a podcast of 27,000, are you doing it? No. It's not about the numbers. When you get caught in the numbers game, your content suffers because you're not being purity for yourself. And I feel like the only way to grow in the space is if you got to be pure with yourself.
You do, man. Thank you for sharing that, man. And thank you once again, man, for having me on your podcast and even sharing that, because since then, you and I have been connecting.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've been able to bring other people on your podcast that you've been able to help elevate their career as well as their exposure.
Right.
Talk about that, because to me it's very important, because you and I are building a network. And once again, this is our first time meeting in person, but we've been building ever since last year, man.
For sure. Hold on, before I answer that, let me check on this camera, because sometimes okay, yeah.
And I say that because you have had some very, in my opinion, this is my opinion, some very influential people on your podcast that's doing some amazing things.
For sure. What was the question again? Yeah, because that was it
was an overloaded question. Since we have been building since last year, because as you stated, it's not about the numbers, and it's not about the numbers because
you can't put a number on it.
You can't. I remember a guy telling me, and I did my Master in Manhood conference in Houston, Texas here in 2023. Had no idea a particular person was watching me. But he told me, Coach Hightower, man, your podcast actually helped me make it through when I was going through COVID.
Yeah.
Had no idea. Yeah. But the thing about it, what made it so impactful, it wasn't even about the numbers, because you go look at my analytics, they suck.
Right.
But it was able to make an impact on that one person. So talk about how you've been able to make impact with all these other people that's coming on, and now you're helping them get exposure.
Man, first off, to everybody that came on the platform, especially the people that connected me with Coach Hightower, they speak so highly of you, and then they speak highly of you, of how you speak about me. So that's why I really wanted to tell you in person. I truly appreciate that, and those words and just everything that you sprout out about me, because whenever people come to me and then they say, man, like Coach Hightower talked about you, and man, he definitely was right. So I appreciate that. And the people that's been coming on my platform, believe it or not, they might look at it like he has a big platform and he's doing this, but I really appreciate them more than that, because I still look at it as I'm somebody that just trying to get people and help them. And not just being like that person of when I first started, and just to be able to connect with so many people and know that so many people are chasing their purpose. And I always talk about life as swimming pools, right? And I think that you got a swimming pool of people that's party people, you got a swimming pool of people as business people, you got a swimming pool of people that's family people, then you got another swimming pool that's family. And what I mean by those two things is, some people can go into your ordinary everyday family, and then some people can be into that what you're born into. True. Because sometimes a lot of people don't like to talk about it, but everybody's not close with all their family members. True. And when you start on your purpose, you create a new bond and a new family. So whenever I jumped into the pool of seeing people with purpose, it really inspired me, because I'm like, dang, I get to envision and talk to people about their journey and their purpose. And that, I take tools from every pod, and they help me within myself. You already know the Code 2000 system. I tell you all the time, stop chasing what people are telling you to be, what your parents telling you to be, and be your best self. Take the tools that you need to grow. I tell people all the time, it's funny because I knew it, but that's me studying. And when I say 7 hours, that don't mean that just because we started talking, it's like I see something and I write it down. And I noticed that whenever you start taking your fitness your fitness more serious, I started seeing you pour into other areas, but like I could tell mentally what that did for you within your life, because you could tell, like I could tell whenever you get on camera or you doing things, just how you feel, because your energy. And I'm very good with energies and stuff. So yeah, so that like, and what I'm saying, y'all, what I'm saying to our subscribers is, I want to let y'all know is like, I'm a very intentional thinker and learner, but I also like, I pay attention. So what I'm saying is, whenever I said I prepare 7 hours, y'all might have been thinking, oh, 2 weeks, oh, he's about to come home. Nah. Throughout the time that we haven't talked, I put in the hours to kind of know, like, okay, like, this is where he was, this is what he's focusing on, this is what he's doing, and these are the areas that he's challenging. So
I'm very impressed, man. Very impressed. You kind of remind me of Cam Newton. I was listening to one of Cam Newton's podcasts.
Oh God, Cam, man, he been making me mad, but I rock.
Cam had made a statement. He like, man, I'm preparing myself a certain way before I do these interviews. Kind of in regards to what you stated, and, which is actually gonna make me step my game up with preparation versus always being in the doing. Yeah. And that's one thing I learned going through these leadership courses, and that goes back to my military background. You can always be in the doing, but when you're in the doing, sometimes you don't get the opportunity to be creative because you're constantly doing. So I just got to acknowledge you, man, on your observation as well as your preparation. Very impressed, man. Keep up the great work, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. Wow. That sometimes I don't even like speaking on it, because people be like, dang, you was, and I'll be like, yeah, that's just how.
That's great though, man.
Yeah, that's how my brain works. But like I said, I noticed like that within your work, because I remember you hit me not too long ago for a conference, and I couldn't make the conference. But I was like, dang, I would love to get on and just listen to him, because I know what the behind the scenes, like, people don't understand whenever you go through stuff, like when you go through like wanting to get in the gym and getting remotivated, you can attach your emotions and understand a person different because you're facing the same challenges. And I think a lot of times in life, people think that they're going through things alone whenever there's a world of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's true. That's the thing. And you know, to people who like you're somebody that like I respect, because yeah, for sure. Whenever other people come to me and they tell me how highly you speak of me, you're somebody that I need to pay attention to, because that show me, okay, like this person is truly like he appreciates your work and what you're doing. So it would be a disservice of me. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Dr. Q, and like shout out to Dr. Q. Whenever you first told me about Dr. Q, I wrote her name down, and then I just did my research. I said, she is doing everything I want to do in life. What in the world? And whenever we got on the phone, it was so funny. She was like, I swear I've been knowing you for years. And I was like, yeah. I was like, man, I had to tell her, like, thank you so much, because we don't know what people be going. Like, I don't know, like, like, I remember on the pod, we talked about how you coded at one point. And,
matter of fact, and down the street from Lake Charles in Leesville, Louisiana.
Leesville, dang. I've been to Leesville a million times.
Yeah, at the hospital there on Post, which they changed the name. I'm not sure what the name is now, but it was at the hospital there.
Yep. And, like, I remember that conversation vividly, and I remember we had a convo. After that, you had called me, and I remember we were talking, and I was telling you, like, yeah, man, what you put into your body comes out in your brain. And I tell people that all the time, like, whatever you put in your body is going to come out in your brain. And if you eat healthy, and you don't, like, people think that you got to eat healthy all the time. And I was explaining to you, I was like, listen, if you eat Monday through Thursday, if you can maintain that diet, you remember that conversation? I was like, listen, that's 70-80%. If you can maintain it throughout the year, you eat whatever you want. I know people don't like me saying that, but I'm just being honest. You got to think about within the 365 days within a year, what that will do to your body. You know, and I remember having that conversation with you. Then I remember fast forwarding, I started seeing you getting up early, going to the gym. And I said, okay, yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, I pay attention. So, yeah, I was like, okay, yeah.
But I want to say, man, once again, I'm very impressed. And one thing I want to say about you is everyone that I have referred on your podcast you had accept them with open arms.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, I always try to match people with other people. And to be honest, that's one of my gifts that God has given me with. So I'm able to generate so many connections throughout the world and actually put people together. But everyone that I've talked to that I think that was going to benefit your podcast, it's like y'all connect with no problem, which says a lot about you as well as in regards to your discernment.
Yeah.
And discernment is big with me. I tell people I'm not a religious person, but I'm very spiritual, man. And somewhere down the line, I won't be surprised if you and I are related. And before the camera, we was actually talking about that because you and I kind of have some things in common. I did my ancestry when I left Louisiana in 2014.
That's the year I graduated.
That's the year you graduated. So I
2014.
retired from the United States military in 2014. I was a single parent at the time. And my daughter and I, we moved here. I was going to San Antonio, but came here. Was here for a real estate class. And make a long story short, I put an offer on the house. Matter of fact, the house that we're in. And trying to call a realtor's bluff. I wasn't really trying to move here, but they accepted the offer. So it brought me here. Make a long story short, man, I started tracing my ancestry because that's when I had that cancer in Louisiana and I coded on the table. And thank you for bringing that up because many people didn't know that about me.
So I apologize.
No.
Oh,
when I shared it on your podcast, they didn't know that until I shared it.
Okay.
So because of that, I received a lot of phone calls about that because people didn't know that part of my life. But you allowed me to share that. So because of that, man, I was able to find my biological father, which I knew who he was, but never met him. From there, I was able to meet a whole nother side of my family. Met my sister in 2018.
Right.
Rest in peace, Marquisha. She left us in 2020.
Right.
My brother Marshall, my wife actually helped me find him last February. I lost him about 3 weeks ago.
Damn.
To cancer.
Yeah.
The flip side of that, I have a sister that we're building a relationship with. From my understanding, you have some siblings that you've been able to discover.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah. For one, it was very emotional. Like I had shed a couple of tears because my sister reached out and was like, I want to meet like me, and I was like, dang, and that's the sister on my dad's side, and I have a sister on my mom's side, but we just not close, just being honest. So
you got a sister on your mom's side?
Yeah, my older sister. Yeah,
y'all grew up together too?
Yeah. We grew up together.
Different dad, same mom.
Yeah, different dad, same mom. So her dad's still alive. My dad passed.
Okay.
But my sister, the one that hit me, my last memories of her was like when I was 4 or 5 years old, and we talked probably 3 months ago for the first time, and we was on the phone for hours just talking, and she was telling me that I got other siblings, other brothers and sisters, and I was like, dang, I didn't know that, and I was supposed to talk and meet her kids and stuff, but around the time we started talking, I started moving around, and then obviously the pod just kept shooting up. Right. So we kind of lost touch. But she, I just messaged her not too long ago. But that experience with meeting with talking to my sister, it was emotional for me because I don't really have a lot of links to my dad's side.
I understand.
And stories to my dad's side. So whenever you get that type of thing, and then you start learning things about your father and your brother who passed, and and even your sister, even her, you notice some things that, damn, we such alike. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because sometimes we be in a world where we think we the only people that's, so, yeah, man, just to me, that meant everything, because I understand that regardless, I know where I'm going with this, I know God gonna bless me with the fortune, whatever I want, again, I truly believe, I'm going to get. But the main thing with me is the people that's around you. Sometimes when you get blessed with so many things, you overlook the people that's right by you that really have your best interests. You get caught in the conferences and the camera and the going, shopping and traveling. And don't get me wrong, I love all that. So, like I said, a real model, not a role model. But I understand that the main thing is the people that's close to you, the people who you love. Those are the people that's going to be with you if that's gone, whatever. They just love you for you. So, yeah.
Man, thank you so much for sharing that. And I want to actually shout out a couple people. My sister Rica, who I just discovered, we're building a relationship. But also my cousin Rajane, who was like the historian on my dad's side, that's been able to connect me with so many people from Ville Platte, Louisiana, Oklahoma.
I know people from Ville Platte.
I've been told, man, every time I bring up Ville Platte, I hear so many stories.
Ville Platte, man, it's crazy. It's crazy out there.
As small as the place is, I'll be hearing so many stories about this small place, Ville Platte, Louisiana, which my people is from. I yet to visit. And that's actually how I met my cousin that you're about to see, Dr. Q.
Oh,
Her and I, we met at Costco.
Oh, dang, that's
so
crazy.
Let me tell you about this story. This is probably about 5 or 6 years ago.
Shout out Dr. Q.
Dr. Q.
I got a pod coming out. Y'all gonna see before this one come out. So yeah.
And you're talking about a talented person. So I was in the checkout line at Costco, and she had commented on my piece. She's like, "That's a nice piece." I said, "Thank you very much." And she had a nice bracelet. I said, "That's a nice bracelet." I said, "Where you from, ma'am?" She said, "I'm from Louisiana." I said, "What part?" And she said, "Around Ville Platte." I was like, "I got people from Ville Platte." She said, "What is your people's name?"
Right.
And I told her, the Ladae. She's like, "Oh."
I know Ladae.
So we walking out, and as we walking out, she's like, "I know a lot about your people. And matter of fact, I'm actually related to y'all." I was like, "Get out of here." So she's telling me everything. What she's telling me is confirming some things that my other cousin have already told me. I'm like, "Wow, are you serious?" Yeah. So from there, her and I started building a relationship, and it's just amazing because, as you stated, sometimes it can be the people that's around you that you're not even paying no attention to.
Facts.
That's the closest to you that actually can help you on this journey.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, you never know until like you speak, about people, and you never know like what the relationships will sprout out to be. And like I'm very open with talking, but I'm very closed off too, because sometimes people try to take advantage of you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you gotta be, especially like I noticed, like people treat me different now that my podcast is at a certain level. Like it used to be like, people would kind of play with my time. Like I try to do an interview. Oh, I got something to do. Da da da. Now it's like, hey, yo, can I get on the pod whenever time you need? You know what I'm saying?
They're available now.
Yeah, they're available now. And I understand now what people when they say like, people get around you or what you can do for them. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm learning about myself is I'm very honest person. Like I believe that feelings are there and meant to be feelings. So if I hurt your feelings, I'm okay with that because I'm telling you how I personally feel, so you don't have to look at me in a different light. I don't like playing a role for people and then people judging, you know what I'm saying? So, because like, some people, and it's no disrespect, like some of my friends, like, they be like, "Yeah, bro, I'm about to start a podcast. Yeah, we got to have you on." Nah. Nah.
Right.
But because you got like, people got to understand, whenever you sitting at a table and you come to somebody else's table, you want to be able to put something on the table that helps them with their table. You don't want to just sit at a table and let these in. Yeah, like, oh, I can take this, I can have this, I can have this, and to where you're not helping them. And to me, the thing about like things is like, it gotta make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like I've noticed that like I'm not in the realm of meeting new friends. Like I tell my friends all the time, like, if they come to my crib, don't come to my crib I haven't met the person. Just because I'm not into making new friends, because you get into a point, I'm into creating, partnerships, friendships, but with people that's doing something so it can help me in my life. I don't just want to have a friend to have a friend. I don't need no more friends to travel with. I don't need no friends to party with. No friends to just call and talk. Like I want to align myself with people that's doing the work and to where I want to be, and that's going to help me elevate and push me. I think sometimes people get caught into that, you know what I'm saying? Into the, oh, I just met this person. Oh, yeah, we hanging out. And that might be cool for some people, but you got to understand, when you're on your purpose and you're trying to align yourself within your greatness and tap in, the people that you want to be is those people that's in your field. Because me and you both travel. Our travel is different than somebody that's never traveled.
True.
You see what I'm saying? Like, there's some people that don't know what a resort is. There's some people that don't know
cruise.
Cruising, like that's never been. So our level of traveling is very different than somebody that you will meet, and you would have to kind of dim your light to come down to get them to see. You know what I'm saying? I rather look up. Like people always ask me, like, bro, you might be the smart. No, I'm actually the dumbest one on my team. Like what? Like yes, I hang around people because that makes me sharp. Like.
But that's part of the growth process if you want to grow. As I was telling you when I was in that leadership course, felt inadequate.
Yeah.
But once again, if you're trying to grow, man, you have to be around other people that knows more, are doing more than what you're doing.
Facts.
You spoke about traveling, man. My wife and I, we love to travel, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that has really broadened our horizons on so many things.
For sure.
Matter of
Traveling
fact,
opened up the mind.
these pictures up here that you see up here, I don't know if the camera can pick them
Oh,
up.
snap. Oh, no, I get them once we get there. Yeah,
so this
yeah,
is when we went to Sierra Leone. This is when I actually traced my ancestry back to Sierra Leone, Africa.
Oh, okay.
And my wife at the time.
Wow, I know. Dang. And she in Houston. Shout out Sadie. I know somebody that's from there.
You got to connect me because we just did a Sierra Leone reunion. Well, not a reunion, but a get together this weekend. And this is my first get, so that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah,
but you got to connect us.
Yeah,
got to connect us. So when my wife and I went to Sierra Leone, we actually was going to Ghana. Shout out to Professor Smalls because I actually was going to Ghana because Professor Smalls has a hotel there and he was doing his traveling. But when we traced our lineage, and my wife actually, she's Fulani and some other tribes, there was in Sierra Leone, so we went to Sierra Leone. And this is Kent's Island. Yeah, Kent Island, where they would bring the slaves. And as you can see here, the slaves, these were slits where they can only look down here. And this was just windows would be open. But they would take them from here and walk them down. There was nothing but rocks. About a quarter mile, and they'd throw them on a boat. So going there, man, it really broadened our horizon. And actually gave us some insight to how our people was treated. But also, it showed us just how we was programmed.
Right.
Because on the other island, it was a church.
Mm-hmm.
And the church had a church bell. The church bell was determined when the slaves came and go. However, the church was used to pretty much program and change your mindset. And coming here to America, looking at religion, it resonated because, in my opinion, once again, I'm not a religious person, I'm spiritual. Religion has really did a number on us. That have caused us to be separated. But I say that because never would I have had that experience if I wouldn't have went to Africa. And much respect to my people in Africa. Matter of fact, we're working on some major projects. Shout out to Al.
That's one of my dream places to go.
You gotta go. You gotta go. The people are so amazing. Don't have too much, but they will give you the last that they have. And with that being said, I want to send a shout out to Al Hassan Kanu, which we're working to get him in that presidency seat in 2028. And my goal is to help not only connect the diaspora from here to Africa, but also the UK and other places, and get more of our people to go over there and see what we're missing out on. America's nice, but once again, and this is my opinion, I have traveled the world, been to many different countries. America is good at marketing, but America is not the best country on this planet. It's the land of opportunity, but when you get to see these other places around the world, the culture and the peace is so different.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think that and this is where the vision of traveling and the vision of understanding life, whenever you travel and you see things, you experience things, and you learn different lessons, which helps you whenever you get back here, because you notice like different things. And I've been traveling a long time. Before this trip, and I was like, dang, I'm 29 years old. I've been traveling since I was like 17, 18.
For real?
Really like 14, I was playing basketball. So my first ever flight was to LA.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, to Philly. To Philly.
From Louisiana?
Yeah. I ended up getting left in Detroit. Going back, my mom was scared. I was by myself in the airport, but I was all right. But I just think about like all the times that I travel, even being in college and like just going, like being able to fly, go play places, and just, and then I've been on cruises, I've been to resorts. I never knew what a resort was, so I went on there and I was like, I'm like, wow, this is different. So, man, it's just.
Hey, I didn't watch you, I don't mean to cut you off, but you didn't travel to like 3 or 4 different places in the last 6 months.
Yeah, dang, I did. I went to Costa Rica. Yeah,
Costa Rica, Mexico.
Yeah, Costa Rica, Cancun.
You travel, man.
Dang. Yeah,
And as you said, you're 29 years old. There's some people I know that's 29 years old that haven't even left the city or the town they're in.
Speaking of that, I gotta speak on this because that is really. Hold on, let me make sure this camera because I gotta say this. This is man, that trip to Costa Rica, that changed my whole year. It's the reason why I'm at 64,000, and that trip was a whole bunch of people from Louisiana, that whole group, and they decided to do a destination wedding. And that was the first time my bloodline decided to do so y'all, that resort was so much fun to where like I couldn't even like I was really like in a maze like it was times like where I was laying in my room like wow, like we all here, just those times like we all sitting down, we all having fun, bro. We shut the club down. We was the DJs. We're literally DJ. We took the DJ booth. We're in the DJ booth, like, and it was only us in there. And you would never notice. Like, it was so much fun. But being around that many people and knowing, like, it was from Shreveport, Louisiana. Shout out to the travel agent. Her and her daughter came. I forgot where they from, but we all were there together. And these are people that I grew up with, and I'm like the younger generation out of them. They were like the older than me. Right. So being around them, and then they seeing me, and then being around their parents, and being around, like, bruh, that shit made, excuse my language, but it was so emotional, like fun. Because we all were experiencing, like you had people that never been on a resort before, and we all go and eat every night. Like it was a vibe.
So talk about that to those who had never been on a resort. Talk about the benefits of being on a resort, Trey.
Man, first off, room service, you order whatever you want, it's free. Anytime. There's 4 or 5 restaurants, don't cost. You can go eat anytime, as long as you got a reservation for the popular ones. And y'all, it was just the time, like. If you can't even imagine, just imagine you growing up with people. I'm the young person out of the group, so I'm looking up to these people. These are like my role models. Wow. And they end up getting married, and shout out to Kay and Jay. What people don't know is too, how I got my podcast started to do the live shows was because of them. I used to go stay at their house in LA, and Jay worked at a studio. He would let me in the studio, and they helped me do that. And wow. Keisha,
people that's in your circle.
Yes. And Keisha, she moved from Lake Charles to Los Angeles doing makeup, and now she's like one of the top 5 people in makeup in the industry. Done makeup with Savage Line, Fendi, Rihanna, just all these different people. So even the woman that's on Abilene Elementary, she does her makeup. Wow. It's so many people that like she's impacted. And she's from. They both got in their car and said, I want to chase my dream. Shout out to Jay. He's an artist. He got an album coming out soon. I'm actually flying to LA to his listening party, and he's going to be the first episode of Decoding the Lyrics. So that's something that's new that I'm it's going to be what the context is it going to be is I'm gonna have all the songs because I get the damn I'm number 1 fan, so I'm gonna listen to the album. I'm gonna break out some quotes, and we just gonna talk about it mentally, and we're gonna talk about mentally what the vision of the album that he got, because his rap ain't just rap talking. It's about unity. It's about black culture. It's about like he has so many great like songs and stuff, and it's very informational music. So
and what's his name?
Jalen Musa. Yeah.
Check out Jalen Musa.
And he's the reason why y'all see me, literally. Like, I literally would sleep on his couch in LA. Like, sit in his house all day, learning, podcasting and all that. And, he welcomed me with open arms. He would bring me to my pod, just all the different things. So I wouldn't be where I am without him and Kay. So shout out to them.
Shout out. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay.
Yeah, we would have never met without Jay. But that... Again, seeing those people get married, and then we go to a destination wedding. We would roll 4-wheelers together. We played spades. I just learned how to play spades, y'all. I messed up the game. Shout out Marcus.
You from Louisiana? You just now learning how to play spades.
Just learned how to play spades.
Ain't gonna hold it against you.
Yeah, nah, it's like, yeah, man. It was it was one of easily like it got me so motivated and so sharp. And I remember, shout out to Jay. Me and him was sitting at the table together and we was drinking. He was like, bro, look at this, like. We got my dad here, my family, like look at this. He like, bro, we gotta make this our lifestyle like all the time. And I was like, nigga, when I get back, it's go time. He was telling me the same thing. So we haven't talked in a minute, but he knows always love. And I see him, he been grinding on his music, and I know he see me working. So yeah,
you're definitely working. And thank you for sharing that experience, man, because it's definitely an experience. And it reminded me of something that I ran across on Facebook about a week ago. There was some people from Appaloosa, Louisiana.
Appaloosa, yeah. I know Appaloosa's for sure.
You know Appaloosa? Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah,
they did
for
a
sure.
destination
Like
went in
basketball.
either Bakota, Medellin, Colombia? Medellin?
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that?
I don't know that.
Okay, you know what I'm speaking about.
I know what you're speaking
Is it
about. I
Colombia?
can't pronounce it.
Okay, but nevertheless, when they went down there and end up running into some other people, they come to find out they was related to. They come to find out the people they're related to actually is related to Tina Knowles here in Houston. But they found all this out being down there in Colombia at a destination wedding.
Right.
And they were just talking about how much of an amazing time they had down there. Sound like the same thing that you had in Costa Rica. But once again, they was from Louisiana.
Yeah.
So I ended up hitting them up because, once again, I think we have some bloodline and some connection as well.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to hear back from them. But
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that experience, man, because those are some of the experience that others don't actually get the chance to experience.
Yeah.
And as you stated, you can eat when you want to eat, not to be gluttony, but you get to eat what you want to eat. Restaurants.
Drink what you want to drink.
Drink,
Don't cost.
Right, don't cost. You can just drink as much as you want. You got the pool, you got the hot
They
tub.
filled your fridge every day. You can get as much stuff as you want. They even give you candy. Like, yeah, man. Like I said, it was just like growing up where I grew up, not having a McDonald's, Cameron Parish. Y'all already know. Under every post I put just a kid from Cameron Parish. So if you don't know what that is, search Cameron Parish. And you know, like we kind of talked about this with my grandfather, you know, but I talked to my grandfather the day before he died, and he told me, no matter how far you go, never forget where you come from.
Right.
And that's why I keep Cameron Parish, because if it wasn't for Hurricane Rita, that's where I would have grew up, and that's where I would have graduated from. So, yeah, I just think that, you know, these destination weddings and stuff, what it showed me and made me more hungry is, you know, they did it for themselves, and shout out to them for that, because sometimes people get married and they do things for other people's entertainment. For instance, you'll get married at a place that you really don't want to get married, have a reception, people bringing people you don't even know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I think that whenever they did the destination wedding, they invited a bunch of people didn't come, but it showed who was really willing to step out and do that. And then, like, we still have a group chat to this day, and we're supposed to be going, like, now, like, take trip. Like, we're going to try to plan something. So, just that type of stuff, that mean the world to me, because I understand how much people don't have it.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just that experience saying, oh, I just went to a destination with, people looked at me crazy, like, what? You know what I'm saying? So,
But at the same time, I tell people, and thanks for sharing, I tell people this in regards to traveling. And once again, my wife and I, we do a lot of traveling, and they think, you know, we spend all this money, but you actually have to plan for it. So
Yeah,
I know
sure.
one thing about our community, we wait till the last minute
to
and
do
you
that.
get charged that premium price.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do that. You know, even cruising, man, they got great deals that you can cruise at an affordable rate, but we have to plan. It can't be last minute.
People don't understand. I was literally having this talk with, shout out to my guy, the Panama experience. We were talking about this on the podcast.
Yes.
I literally, and I got a whole pod about this, but
Shout out to
actually,
David.
yeah, it's actually cheaper to travel out the country than travel inside of the U.S. Because
Yes.
if you plan it right, one, like, people don't understand. Two is who you know as well. Because if you meet people, like, some people don't even realize, some people own shares in resorts and things like that. So if you know people like that, you might get a deal. People might, the look like, oh my God, he's there, he probably paid. But nah, it's that. And then when you plan, like you said, but yeah, I think like with LeBron and the players, but you think about it, like they're really gonna be fighting for equality,
Right.
very very soon.
Which they should. They should. And when you presented that, I didn't look at it like that. They do have bargaining power to be owners. You're paying me this money, but once again, it's not the money I want. I want a stake in this.
Yeah.
And without them, really, the teams and the owners can't do what they're doing without them.
Yeah, because like if you look at somebody like Steph that's talking about it, right? If you look at the Warriors, you look at the what the Warriors bring in every year when Steph is healthy,
Right.
and then you take the year when Steph was hurt, and then you see their revenue that came in then.
Right.
All that matters, you know what I'm saying? So I think
Hey,
that
Sit. Sit.
yeah, I think that bring he has a great point.
Mm-hmm.
He has a truly great point with what he's saying, because I mean you gotta pay the players what they owe, and I think that these all Hall of Fame greats that's bringing your brand up to a point and then to a level of like just that you never seen before, you making the most money, they need ownership. I mean, I'm not saying every NBA player. I think, you know, it's certain ones. Like you look at Anthony Edwards, like of the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think potentially if he stays on the healthy, God forbid, he would deserve, because nobody wanted to go to Minnesota. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And you look at the Timberwolves, the Jersey set, you know, all these different things. All that brings in, you know, these playoff game tickets. Like what Steph is saying, I get it too, because it's like, yes, you paying me 200, 300 million, but you're making $5 billion, and I'm the source, or I'm one of the main sources. Like, you know, players should have some equity in that, I think.
They should, and I think we have enough of those retired as well as successful NBA players that can buy into it. As you just stated, Shaq don't even got ownership. But look at all the money that Shaq has generated for the NBA.
Not only that, Shaq was arguably the face of the NBA since he got in, even when he was a young man. We talking about somebody that took MJ to 7 games. I mean, like,
When you put it that way, yes.
and then when you really think about it, once MJ was kind of gone, and they gave Shaq that $100 million, then he went to LA. You put him under the biggest market. He's making $100 million in LA. This is before the contracts and what a team could give you and stuff. So you place a superstar that you know that's there because he proved himself. We gonna get him to LA. I don't think that was just the Lakers. I'm gonna be honest. I think that was the NBA business. Yeah. If this kid can make Michael Jordan go 7 games, and we know Michael Jordan is peaking up, we put him in this market for the brand of the NBA,
Right.
And now you got Laker championship, and look at that market. Then God gracefully, you get a Kobe Bryant, who I know Charlotte is sick about, but
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And they didn't even know that Kobe, like, you knew Kobe had potential, but nobody knew Kobe was gonna be. But now you have 2 superstars, you know. But all that goes into, we have these people like the Steph and them that do ownership. But back to the Ice Cube thing, the big 3, you need, like, I feel like the NBA could be a source for those retired players that's struggling. Like, for instance, Big Baby Davis.
True.
You remember him? That he's from Louisiana. He used to play for the Celtics.
Locked up, right?
Yes, they were doing a fraud thing. They were going to a doctor, and they were having the doctor invoice them a bill, and they would get the money and split it with the doctor or whatever. I guess the doctor wanted a bigger cut. End up telling her. I'm not really sure how it went,
Right.
but the whole point is, if you think about the NBA and cutting down on that, they probably made it more stricter on guys to get help. Instead of doing that, if you get these retired players a lane like the big 3 and you support it fully, it helps you with situations like that.
True.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because these guys don't want to stop playing basketball. That's all that they know. You taking a part of them and you burying it. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to go overseas. They've been playing at home their whole life.
Right.
If you support the big 3, like, I feel like they should. You create a lane to help players. And not only that, you keep your NBA brand strong. These guys, they love the NBA. These are the same people that spend their hard-earned money or the money that you paid them to go watch the games in the regular season.
So let me ask you this, because before we started recording, I was asking you who was your favorite point guard and your favorite shooting guard.
Yeah.
And you told me your favorite guard, but we also started talking about the big three, which much respect and much props to Ice Cube for what he actually invented. Fact. Why do you think the NBA do not want to partner with the big three?
I think that the voice is just too loud. I mean, if you look at somebody like Ice Cube, what he's built and what he has, I think that the NBA didn't support it early. And I think that it got so loud to where whenever it came in, instead of them coming to him as a business person and saying, we would like to partner with you, I felt like the NBA wanted more ownership. And I felt like Ice Cube was like, nah, I want ownership. And I think that he did the right decision without partnering with them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Just because if I'm a brand and I create something and I build it to something and I'm helping former players from your brand, instead of you trying to come in and buy the business, why not partner together and help? And I think that sometimes partnership or ownership comes with changes. And I feel like the NBA still, to this day, I love the NBA. I'm a big fan of the NBA. But I feel like the NBA doesn't realize that the pushing and the shoving, they're the only sport that make a big deal out of it. That punish the players and ridicule the players. Think about it. You know,
I be understand that because the NFL seem like they do the same thing as well. So what's the difference?
No. Totally different. Different. Myles Garrett, shout out to Myles Garrett. This is no offense to Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett took his helmet off and tried to hit a kicker with his helmet. Okay. In a fight like 2 years ago. You look at the Odell Beckham and the Josh Norman thing. Okay. You look at what's another situation that happened within the football? Just pregame with the Ravens kicker and him and Travis Kelce and him and what's the name getting into it. People don't really they talk about it, but it's not really a big deal. Now you look at Steven Jackson and them Malice at the Palace. They thugs. They this. We got to suspend you 80 games. You look at baseball. Rush the mound is normal. True. Throw punches. You knock people out. Hockey. Whoever drops first. These are professional sports. Like, the NBA is the only one that says if you do something, you market and you lose value. Just think about what I'm saying.
So, would you say race plays a factor with that? Because two of the sports that you name are white dominated. Hockey, baseball, NBA, NFL is more African American people of color is dominated. So, is the rules different with the sports? As far as the consequence, I guess I'm speaking about in regards to the consequences. Because rushing them out, as you state, is normal.
It is. The baseball, we can't just sit here and act like it ain't.
So if you think it was all black league, you think they would change the rules to rushing them out?
I'm not going to say that it's race. I just think that the NBA hasn't adopted the fact that everything has changed now. Like, for instance, they changed the game back in the 70s and the 80s because they were hurting people. You fouling, you clotheslining. And they didn't want the game to turn into that because the customers wanted to see more action, more scoring. I think now that they overwatered that seed of the action and the scoring. So it's not race. It's just them not updating. Like just how they had to update in the 70s to the 80s to get the game to the 90s. Then the 90s game had to transition to get into the 2000s. Now we in, you know what I'm saying? The 2010s and the 2020, the NBA it keeps changing. I'm saying that the demeanor of social media is a place to where people get on each other and bash each other all day.
Oh yeah, yes.
What I'm saying is, I don't think it's bad if somebody pushes somebody or we got a couple texts or somebody might take a swing or something. I don't think that it's going to get to the Malice of the Palace. That's what I think that they're doing. I don't think it's all race-based or if it's a black league or any of that. I think that culturally, you can't deny black culture. But also, too, you can't deny fighting culture. Because if you really think about it, we all love UFC.
Yeah.
We all love boxing. Like, you see what I'm saying? And we all are fighters in life. You got people fighting cancer. You got people fighting so many battles and mental battles in their life. So my thing is, when you take that and you put it into, all right, well, basketball, I'm not saying they got to be punching and doing all that. What I'm saying is they shouldn't be, like Draymond Green. Draymond Green has a successful podcast business.
Okay.
He does a bunch of things within the community. Like a bunch of people don't even realize, a bunch of those guys that go to Michigan State, Draymond Green take his arm and put him around them and help him in the league.
Oh, wow.
People like Miles Bridges, who just got in trouble not too long ago and was during the athlete. Draymond, like, people not going to talk about it, but I follow Draymond Green, so I know he's putting his arm around him, helping him get back to the point to get back to the league. But instead that we talk about Draymond Green kicking people on the court and hitting Nurkic in the mouth. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's basketball, man. Like, you got to understand, them guys are out there to feed their family. There's legacies on the line. If it do get, that's basketball. But when you take the character of somebody and you try to put it on them outside the basketball court, I just think that basketball is the only sport that do that. That's my argument.
Okay. And I would say other industries do the same thing, because you had mentioned Draymond Green does a lot in the community that's not talked about.
Right.
And I realize a lot of our entertainers do a lot of things in the community, but it's not talked about.
Right.
So whenever something negative take place, we're hyper-focused on the negative, but we're not talking about the good things that they do behind the scenes.
Yeah. Well, you know, negativity sells. Negativity sells. My thing is with NBA players, and this is the thing that which is different for, I think it's different. I'll argue with you on this point, or I'll say this point to counteract that. The artists and things that do stuff in our community, their entirety of business. So their business is music, and they brand themselves.
Correct.
Which they have distribution deals, but they're their own entity.
Correct.
I think within the NBA space, when you start throwing these labels on somebody like a Draymond Green that's helping rookies, giving these different people, giving them gems, helping these different guys maintain an NBA career, whenever he gets done, you get this stigma that's put on him that's not true.
Correct.
Now, with music, you can highlight all the bad things and things that they do, you know, like kind of like Chris Brown. Like, Chris Brown has done so much for so many people.
That's not talked about.
But we highlight the one thing with him having a miscue with Rihanna.
Correct.
My point of this is, regardless, Chris Brown is his own entity. Correct. I think that when you an NBA player and you get certain things put on you, it's harder to go into that field because you have this stigma on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it to me, it's harder. Chris Brown makes music. So he's emotional. He can talk. He can have his own place. I think when you throw an NBA player at that, you under the bus because they want to go right back to the NBA. Like, these guys don't want to go overseas, own these. They want to own in the U.S. But if you mess with their image too much off the court, who gonna sit down with them to, like, you see what I'm saying?
But I think that's across the board. I don't think that's just the NBA.
Yeah, I think it's across the board too.
Because we can talk about Terrell Owens. Shout out to Terrell Owens, all the things that he have done for the NFL. Yet, the man can get into the Hall of Fame.
No, I think he is.
Did he make it in the Hall of Fame?
He is, but they changed the rules because he didn't go to his ceremony. He had his own.
Okay, well, look how long it took him to get in there.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a lot of bounce to even get him in there, which he should have been in there a long time ago. Yeah. Right.
That's because, again, the sport is taking a person that's on, like, for instance, like, even like Odell, when Odell got into it with the, and I'm a big Odell fan, he's from Louisiana, but whenever he was like kicking the net,
right.
My thing is the passion that these people have gone on the field. You don't know their background and their history of what it takes. So whenever they out there competing, that's all competition to me. Like, even when players talk, like, a lot of people make big things and stuff that don't. It's not even like Draymond Green and LeBron getting into it, that finals where Draymond gets suspended. The game 7, they dapped up and shook hands. It's basketball. I think that we can't sit there and go into players' passions of what they do on the floor and try to dehumanize them off the court. You know what I'm saying? Like, even him talking about, like, he was speaking on how he wanted to retire because people's messaging his wife, like, I know you getting beat at home and stuff like that. We talking about a man who came from, I think he's from, like, Michigan or somewhere, from the trenches to build something for his family. So he get on that floor, yes, it's me or you. I got to do what it takes because maybe I'm not as talented as you. I don't see that as wrong. He's not blatantly out there trying to hurt people. Like, despite him having moments, I just think that, like, people gotta realize, like, what they saying and what you putting on people. You know, it's easy to write something that's bad, but you're not understanding that when you write this is not just going at this player. You going at this player's family. And people got moms, they not going for that.
Well, a lot of that is media.
Yeah, for sure.
It's media driven.
Yeah.
And once again, media dictates a lot of this.
Yeah.
And we can determine how much of that does the NBA has an influence over the media. We're not silencing the media for what they're doing. But once again, the media is what brings attention to the NBA and the NFL and all these other industries.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think the NBA is a great, great product. I think that what they do, I just think that it's a little outdated within the culture space.
Okay.
Culturally, these guys, it's different. It's not like, even like, you know, they let them play with painted nails and things like that. Like, that wasn't allowed back in the, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, you know, culturally, like, yeah, like yes, that's acceptable, but also too, know that bumping, pushing is fit. Like, fans like, I like when players talk trash. Don't quit give them a tech to where they can't talk no more. We like that back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so what would you like to see change in the NBA if you had a choice? If you had the choice to make some changes so it can bring more prestige to the NBA, what would you like to see? And this is as a fan and as a player that played basketball.
Right. My thing is, for the first off, the All-Star game is horrible.
What makes it horrible?
Just the competition. They're not trying to. There's too much media before the game. There's too much stuff going on for the game. All these performances and all that. I think that they need the reason why the players are not into it. Y'all got 8 performances at halftime. All that. Yo, let everybody come that Thursday. Do all that Thursday, that Friday, Saturday. Like, give the players an actual break. Like, let them do the interviews Friday and then they play on Sunday. Like, get them some time to, like, relax. Yeah. And also, too, I think that this has just been my motto for it or whatever. The first 3 quarters, take score, but let them do whatever they want. In the fourth quarter, tie the game up. We asking for...
And then let them play.
We asking for 12 minutes of basketball. So, but you get best of both worlds. They can shoot from half court. They can do alleys, do all that. Give the fans, the people that like to see that. Then say, all right, y'all, 12 minutes, fourth quarter, let's go. Tie the game up. How the fans vote. Should we tie the game or should we keep it going? Like, you know, so everybody's engaged. You press the little thing. Oh, I think that we should tie the game. Let the world vote, and then 12 minutes, best on best. Let's go. Let's pick it up.
So, for me as a fan, and you're a player, and you have more insight than I do, but as a fan, to me, it seems like it's kind of already built in there inadvertently. It's not talked about, but I can't take the All-Star game serious, man. It's like they're out there having fun.
Yeah.
But then it seems like it's some points where they're serious. So, when do we know they're actually playing the game for real versus just showboating?
That's what I'm saying. I think the first 3 quarters, let them do what they want to do. Because you're going to bring the entertainment in the people that that they just want to see.
Right.
Like, some people, I love to see Steph and Dame shoot from half court.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
That's entertaining to me. But at the same time, like, dang, like, I want to see them go at it. Like, I want to see Jason Tatum go at Jaylen Brown. I want to see LeBron go at KD. I want to see KD go at LeBron. Like, Steph, Kyrie. Like, so, fourth quarter, let's tie it up. You know what, guys? Hey, 90-90.
Right.
70-70. Even if they pass that, we got 12 minutes. Let's get to it. And put 100,000 on the line. You already pay the players who win. Put 100,000. Each player get 100,000. Roll the ball out. Let's go now. 12 minutes. Let's get it. Let the refs know, hey, it's that time. Let the players know.
Right.
Even if you gotta stop the game and announce it, hey, it's 12 minutes left. To me, I think it would be even better for the NBA because the betting would go insane. Think about those odds.
Yes.
Because people will be playing around at first, so you thinking this guy making shots, da-da-da-da. Then you tie the game up, and then do you know how much money they would make just on the betting side of that if they did that? Business, though.
Yes.
That would be, bro, you know how many bets would have to come in?
That's
like
a lot of bets.
Okay, I got
scoring, passing. Yeah, that's a lot of bets.
And that's a lot of money. And at the time, too, it's like, oh my God. Yeah. The odds would be...
Right. Who go get the first dunk? Who go do the first three-pointer? Yeah, that'll be yes.
You see what I'm saying? It'd be in a way, and it would make people more entertained because you would look at it, even if you like, oh, these guys ain't competing, you gonna be like, well, let's see what they do these last 12. Right. And now you got everybody on the last stake watching the game. So then the pressure would be on the players then. But I think you asking them to just lace it up and go hard and do all these interviews, I just think that that's too much for the players.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, there's a lot of partying. There's a lot of interviews. It's almost like they're still working, even though they're having a good time.
It's not a break. It's not an all-star break. That's what I'm saying. So that would be my thing. But I think that would be a very in a way of like the betting aspect and bringing the fans into it. You give every fan that goes to All-Star Weekend a button saying green or red. You know how we get to actually be a part of the game. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And
you don't even have to do the 12 minutes. You can say, okay, it's 70-70. We going to 85. And do it like the TBT. Just do an Elam ending, like a game winner. So now you who gonna make the game winner?
We need to get Trey on one of those committees so we can make change with the NBA.
Man, I love like business and just inner way of thinking. But yeah, that would be my thing. I think it would fix it and add the one-on-one aspect too. I think that add the people that want to play. Yeah. It don't have to be the superstars. Like everybody, and even the dunk contest. I just think that's past the superstars don't want to do it. Don't force them. They got some of the best dunkers in the world. Bring them in and let them show their talents at All-Star Weekend and let the players be a part of, saluting, whoever, you know what I'm saying, for the dunk contest. The three-point contest, I think, is more innovative ways to do that. I got some ideas on that, too, which would be way more funner for people to...
share some of those ideas. I'm just curious what that looks like.
Think about this. Think about if... And this is why I say it would be great, and they should actually bring the betting odds on the court, right? Because these NBA players, they take pictures with money and diamonds and stuff like that, right? What I would do is I'll take Steph and I'll take like a Clay, Steph and Clay, okay, and you gotta make 2 in a row from each spot, and then you gotta make 2 in a row, 2 in a row, 2 in a row, 2 in a row. You get to the last corner, you gotta make the 2 in a row, and then your partner comes on, and then he has to make 2 in a row going back, and the winner, and you do a tag team.
I like that. Wow.
So 2 shots in a row, and then you have a tag team. But to make it innovative, you do like I would like the Splash Brothers. I would love to see them too. But then you say, Dame, who would you pick? We don't know. Then you take Caitlin Clark. You and Sabrina Ionescu. Y'all come compete.
Right.
And I think that you should do it on both sides of the court to see who wins. So it's a winner right there. We don't have to wait and see who going. It's like, oh my God, and there would be more pressure because if Steph, you look over there, Steph, right, and then you over there bricking, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It would be, everybody would be into it because at the end it'd be like, oh my God, like they got blew out, and then we know the winner. So it's like every shot means, you know what I'm saying? Right. The crowd will be into it. I think that the old way is boring. I don't want to sit and watch somebody shoot 26 and wonder, like, nah, let's do 2 sides, 2 people, and then your bet odds gonna be crazy because now you got these rappers that's at the bottom of the court. You might see somebody throw 5,000 out. What does that do for your social media? It takes it through the roof. Because now you seeing money, you seeing jewelry, you seeing the That's the things that push the culture in
Right.
betting.
Right.
So you already partner with these people. Now you got on camera, oh my God, Shaq just bet 20,000 to what's the name on, yeah, I'm gonna need that wire, you know, Shaq talking. So I think it would be so funny and everybody would be so engaged because it's like, oh my God. And you think of, again, money, business. Think about the business wise of it.
Yeah, I can see a lot that take place with that. Yeah. Because if everybody's following Shaq's lead and Shaq just placed a bet and they don't win that bet, I can see not FCC, but the Federal Trade Commission now want to get involved. And now we got a whole bunch of issues with betting. But I like the idea, though. I love the idea.
Now, I love it because people don't understand it's the culture things. You talking about at a higher level. I'm talking about the NBA is a culture.
Right.
It's a culture of different races and people that bring each other together. What I'm saying is, we in Indiana. You got Tyrese Halliburton in there. Oh, no, let me do it better. Like, shoot. So, we in Portland. We got Dame that's competing, right? Okay. You got people that's going to bet. I'm with Dame. I'm from Portland. I'm rocking with Dame. But then you got these San Francisco, the rappers, what's his name? E40 and them. Man, what you mean? I got Steph. It makes it better because you put them on camera and you, what y'all betting? Man, we betting this. Y'all go to bet because now all you doing is branding.
Right.
You already got deals with sports book and all that. Hey man, I got 10,000 with, and all they doing is helping the best just go up. Use code. All these podcasts that sponsor, use code. This is what I'm betting. Like you could bet direct. Like to me, it'll just be fun. But you got to bring that into the game because it's a part of the game.
It's a part of the game. But as you know, a lot of entertainers, they get faulted. They got to be very careful who they endorse because the endorsement don't go right and the public bet on it or invest in it. Now they held up. And that's why a lot of them got to be careful. They don't say too much in what they're invested in because once again, people follow what they say and what they do.
I feel like the NBA has already got people who they rock with that they would know.
True.
Because
True.
You don't put people on camera that you don't rock with if
True.
you're in the NBA because you're a big brand. But I think that I honestly don't think that it's that big. Like I truly don't. Like it's not that big to where it's going to be impacting and stuff like that. Again, I feel like the NBA is a business and the business is a part of culture. I feel like you put all these culture, every race bet. You go to the casino, everybody's. What I'm saying, I'm not even trying to make it like a betting thing. I'm talking about the competition and what it will bring, the energy it will bring. The behind the scenes, that's just culture stuff that I'm talking about. The betting and all, that's going to happen regardless. Right. I'm just talking about, can you imagine a game where we go into All-Star game and we got Stephen Clay versus Dame and who's another great shooter? We got Dame and Trae Young.
Okay.
We got Dame and Trae Young versus Stephen Clay, 3-point competition. And then next we got Sabrina Ionescu, Caitlin Clark is in there. And then we got I think that the bigger players would hop into that because it's a competition. Like it's more funner now. Let's say we get a KD and who's a great shooter? A KD and a Booker.
Okay.
Let's say we got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker versus, let's say, Paul George and Tyrese Maxey.
Okay.
And we throw that out there like first round, Stephen Clay versus Durant and Book, and Sabrina Ionescu and Caitlin Clark versus Dame and wherever I said Dame is with. That's must see TV. This must see TV.
So you definitely got some innovative ideas. I think that the NBA should consider.
Okay, yeah. Well, just to sum it up, I want last words for sure. Y'all gonna see like the behind the scenes. I'm gonna show y'all the pictures on the wall and stuff. And last words to y'all, like I always try to give y'all motivation, but don't ever be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Like Dr. Hightower said, or Professor Hightower, sorry.
Not a doctor yet.
Yeah. Professor Hightower. Don't ever be afraid to step out of your comfort zone because y'all might see like the interaction and see that it's good, but on my end, it's literally me too reaching out and him reaching out and might be uncomfortable at times. Like I'm sitting there, like, you know, hitting them up, like, hey man, I wanna meet you. I'm coming to Houston. Like, what day? I'm gonna come out here, and I'm not gonna go home to see my family. I'm gonna come here to meet you because I value everything that you've done for me. So, you know, that might be uncomfortable for people to. I'm not gonna see my family. I haven't seen my family in months, and I'm gonna just go. Nah, it's not about that. It's about respecting people that help you on your journey and speak highly of you. You can take the time out and be uncomfortable and reach out to people. And I think that we in a society, in a world to where we too cool. Everybody too cool to do something. I'm too cool to hit this person up. I'm too cool to do this. Like, and that's killing the value of things, and it's killing relationships, and it's killing your purpose because you're not getting the connection because you feel you too cool. So never be too cool to reach out and just say thank you.
And thank you so much for those words of wisdom. And thank you for being vulnerable. That's one thing I speak about is vulnerability. Sometimes you have to be vulnerable and it's not comfortable. But I would tell you, man, since I've been able to embrace vulnerability, it has opened up so many doors in my life, as well as it opened up other opportunities. And being vulnerable is not comfortable. Because it does come with fear, it comes with rejection, it comes with being misunderstood, many things. But I want to thank you for being vulnerable, but also being a man of your word. Because one thing you told me, you said, Brother Hightower, I'm going to come to Houston, I'm going to meet you, man. I don't know, but if we go meet up, I'm coming to Houston because I come through there quite often. And once again, you're here today, and this is once again our first time meeting, but you have always been a man of your word. I love your professionalism. Anytime I reach out to you, you reach back. The people I've sent your way, they have nothing but great things to say about you. And once again, the numbers don't lie. You're doing an amazing job, brother. You didn't went from 10,000, you didn't went to 50,000 subscribers in over a year. That's amazing and fascinating. So I just want to tell you, man, keep being the best version of yourself. And as I tell people, every day, strive to be a better version than you was yesterday. Every day I look for something that I can do better within myself, whether it's my finances, my physical aspect, anything I can do to grow. And that's just part of the journey and being on your purpose. So keep striving to be the best version of yourself every day. And once again, thank you so much, brother. Much love.
Again, we started off the year at 37,000. We just passed 64,000. So thank y'all so much for growing with me. I told y'all I would have different content coming. Y'all see, I'm in vacation mode. I'm not dressed up. I'm at Coach Hightower crib, and we just kicking it, and we just decided to turn on the camera. So keep subscribing. Y'all already know the motto, man. Be different.
Good job, brother. And once again, my wife and I, we're very selective. Many people don't come to my house, so we're very selective. Thank you.
Shout out to the beautiful wife as well. She in the back. So. Yeah, man. Thank you. Hey, it's your boy King Trey here with Ed Decoding Two Sides of the System. I've been telling y'all that I got a big announcement. Well, it's here. I've now partnered with my first deal with the Clap app. And listen, all you gotta do is use my link. Boom, it's gonna be here, it's gonna be here, it's gonna be here, all down here. Listen, click the link. If you got any videos that you want to make reels out of, if you got any podcasts, gym content that you talking or anything, and you don't know how to make your own reels or your content creation, all you got to do is use my link, plug in your URL to your content, and it will make your reels for you. Listen, this is an opportunity for you to take whatever content you got to the next level. And with Clap, that's what we doing. We taking it to the next level. So I want to thank everybody that's been supporting me from day one, to all the people, all my new subscribers. Like I say, y'all not subscribers, y'all family members. The Be Different family is growing fast. And with the growth, we're now accomplishing new things. So I want to thank y'all for supporting me, growing with me. And listen, y'all make sure y'all tap in. I'm talking about, listen, I'm clapping. Hey, it's there. Use the link and let me know what, you know what? Forget all that. I want to see who got the best content. Use my link, tag me in the content, and I'm going to throw you on the pod. That's what we doing. I'm going to shout you out to all the family. Whoever whoever got the best content, that make the best content using the Clap app is going on the pod, man. So y'all already know the motto, be different.